First, to add your ridge purlin, gather your materials and have your helper ready. You'll both have to be comfortable working on ladders. Take the first piece of ridge purlin and place it on top of the first 5 hoops of your greenhouse. Make sure you're positioning it correctly. The swaged end, the end that's slightly narrower, should be pointing towards the center of the tunnel. Now, at the end of the greenhouse, pull the non-swaged end of the ridge purlin down under the peak of the end bow. Take one of your longer bolts and push it down through the ridge connector and into the hole in the ridge purlin. Secure this with a nut and washer. Be careful not to tighten it so much that you flatten the tube. Moving to the next hoop, insert another bolt through the next hole on the ridge purlin and down into the hoop. Secure it with a nut and washer. Once you've tightened the nut, give the top of the bolt a tap with your hammer. This will create a small dent in the ridge purlin. Then tighten the nut again until the bolt head is flush with the top of the ridge purlin. This process helps prevent the plastic from catching on these bolts when you're covering the greenhouse later. Continue this process, working your way down the length of the purlin, securing it to each hoop as you go. When you reach the end of the first purlin piece, it's time to attach the next section. Align the next piece of ridge purlin and slide its non-swaged end into the end of the first piece. Put a bolt through the overlapping holes and secure it. Then, continue bolting this new section to each hoop as before. Repeat this process along the entire length of your greenhouse. Depending on how long your greenhouse is, you may have part of the final piece sticking past the end bow, in which case you can trim it flush after you secure it with the final bolt. When you reach the final end bow of your greenhouse, remember that the ridge purlin needs to go under the peak of this end bow, just like it did at the starting end. A couple of tips to keep in mind. The bolt where 2 pipes come together won't sink into the ridge purlin as much as the others. This is normal, so don't worry about it. Take your time with each connection. It's important to get these secure and properly aligned. If you're not comfortable working on ladders, consider using a platform or scaffold for added safety.